Hello everyone, very good afternoon and welcome back to the session. Here today we are starting our domain analytics, and with reference to this we have the topic for the total domain here is social media analytics. So when you talk about social media, here we are interested with respect to media and also the data which is open enough, people spending more time on social media, right? They're putting a kind of posts, right? The people are watching movies through different modes, all the online mode. So when we are interested to do some kind of analytics on this data, which is available, readily available, I can say, which is nothing but your open source data. So when we are talking about the open source data, we are just scraping from the web, pulling the posts, getting the tweets, etc., which is very, kind of inputs or insights it is going to give, which is helping us in understanding things better so that people can know what would be the interest of the customers, or what is the interest of the particular community. Okay, what people are talking about, the politicians, is the stake positive or negative, right? What kind of post people are doing, what is his mindset. So definitely, whether you want to recommend something or you want to pull in certain ads, which will definitely help us to understand the customer in a better way. So ultimately, we all are working here for giving very good strategies, because as a data scientist you do a lot of research. This research work is going to help you uh, in a fashion, we can say that it is going to help us to understand and get the better insights. Okay, so now the point here is, whenever we are trying to work with this social media, the data is almost a data which is not in a proper format. The data is not always a proper format. Whether you talk about the journals or the blogs or the posts or the tweets or the reviews, the comments, okay, these are certain cases where we can hold on this properly. So to that extent, what we can do here is we are working and understanding this following a methodology which is called as the CRISP MLQ methodology. Okay, this is a CRISP MLQ methodology. And today's session we would cover mostly upon the applications. Why do you think social media analytics have to be performed in the business perspective? And also with respect to your something, what we can say is how to improve the business and how it is going to help us, what insights we can draw, what kind of analysis we can do on that particular data available in this particular domain. So there are certain things we would cover. So definitely when we are talking about the applications here, everything we are doing is an online streaming services. When we are trying to work with these streaming services all over the world, if you see, there are more and more content being given, watching digital video content on laptops, on mobile phones, on your tabs, or whether it is your gaming consoles or any connected televisions. So nowadays people are not only concentrating, television means it's not the channels what they are being telecasted. It is a smart TVs and everything is live now. So as a server of such content, you need to understand about not only the normal audience, it is now digital audience, to understand these audience behavior and consumption patterns. So you have to take this insights to grow your business. So there are many dimensions many circumstances are there where you may feel that that is impacting your business. So the three key dimensions here that impact your audience here is the content, the packaging, and the quality. So we know that what drives this particular the viewers, okay, engagement. It can help you to determine how the content should be produced, packed, monetized, and delivered to ensure that we are able to engage a large number of audience. Okay, so social media, they are web-based services where people, they post through a profile, as well as they allow other people to watch their profiles. So now it's not only your LinkedIn, not only your Facebook, not only the people watching the YouTube videos, an enormous amount of increase happened here. So the vast increase in use of the social media, it creates a web online communities, which is allowing the people to stay in touch with each other. So the social media users, they are the people who are creating rather any other media. This is giving you a huge amount of data. So which is almost a kind of, we can say everything is unstructured only, but it could be a structured data also. Okay, which is almost a structured and unstructured data through different platforms. So the data which is used by the organizations, the automated tools which are required to extract this social media data, and you perform sentiment analysis to this huge enormous amount of data so that we can analyze and pull out insights. So whether it is your research questions, what you're posting, or you're defining a criteria, or you want to work with certain articles, you have to retrieve the articles, and from the articles you want to synthesize the things, and you want to get something from the article, some beautiful insights of the article, create a report or generate a report. This is a cycle what we can follow. So generally when we say any questions which are popping up, they are nothing but the research questions. You're conducting a kind of experiment here to understand certain things. So defining a criteria, whether you want to include something or exclude something, you are focusing mainly on certain concerns, right? You were based on that concern only, you pick up few articles which are readily available and you are trying to work on it. For instance, now everything is available on clinicaltrials.gov.in, where you want to know how many trials went good, how many trials went wrong. Or people have written bunch of articles in the time span of last 2 years, which is nothing but they just named it as their folder available, which is nothing but COVID-19 articles. Okay, these are the articles which are having a lot of information about what happened at that particular time. We have seriously faced the issue, and we are into this, and we know this. We have gone through, right? Really, and it's not something that we have heard from someone. We know better. So people thought that the future, like we are reading the history, the future people, the future, they want to know the history about the COVID, they should have certain articles. So these articles are published, and you can pull in those articles and you can form clusters where each cluster would explain some insight about what happened actually. So what happened actually is something which is important, and it is helping the future people to know what were the reasons, what was the cause and behavior effect of that particular COVID-19. So many people have written different articles, and it doesn't mean that all are only focusing on that, but it can be something, what are the pros, what are the cons, how did it start, what effects happened, different countries, how was the inflation, there were so many people lost their jobs. especially school teachers, and all that is something what people have written in the form of articles. So analyzing that articles is something which is a use case of your analytics. You can do kind of analytics, which is a media. Articles are published in open source. So in the business world, surveys say that social media analytics is nothing but it is a subset of your business intelligence, and that is concerned with a kind of methodologies, processes, architectures, and technologies that transform your raw data from social media into a meaningful and useful information for the business purposes. So social media analytics can be conducted in different fields of study. So it is nothing but it is not only to one particular domain. Now I can say, now if you're talking about only the students, you can pick up the students' posts. You can pick up only the tweets of one particular domain, people belonging to politics or people belonging to who are mechanical engineers, what kind of posts they are doing, what is that they're trying to do. Okay, so variable could be different, but here the social media data, which is structured as well as unstructured data, big data using different techniques. So these techniques are web crawling, okay, computation of some kind of linguistic data, and machine learning is something which is very important. So we say that these applications, okay, it's something that it helps us to I think in sports, if you say it aids to identify the issues and specific topics in real time to help the people to improve the sports events campaign. So what is the reaction of the people in the campaigns being conducted? Okay, in the campaigns being conducted. So what we will do, so maybe they're talking about it's helping us to know how the events are being conducted, to get the insights about how are these sports being managed. Okay, whatever the information we can get about the hospitality, about the accommodation services, etc. So technique here is used for this data, whatever you are getting. We call it as it is a sensitive and sentiment analysis. What things are sensitive? Okay, can be observed when you are performing sentiment analysis. Okay, so what is it which is very important here now? Whenever we are talking about the sentiment analysis holds good. Okay, sentiment analysis holds good for all the data which is scraped from a different sources. You're pulling it from any app, or you're pulling it from YouTube comments, or you're pulling it from the post or from the tweet. You can perform the sentiment and you can know what is happening with this particular data, like how people are reacting or how people are trying to inculcate some things, or what is their version. So when we are talking about this, the technique whatever I used in this is nothing but so sentiment analysis and visual analytics, and also the comments posted here. So if you tell just go to any app, media means all the apps you can take, and all everything which is available readily. Market intelligence is something we can find for the hotels, right, from Twitter comments. So the special goals for taking advantage of this information, it has the power to reach to the maximum number of customers. There are few metrics which just help us to measure whether whatever the channels are available, the performance here. Using the information, you can also analyze the content so that you minimize or you change your strategy to drive the business better forward in a better way. So one such metric is that we talk about the click-through rate. It is nothing but people clicking your link from social media posts and they are visiting to your website which is nothing but to your actual social website here. So they are navigating to your website via posts given on the social media platform. So because people are, the young techies are spending more time on social media platforms, especially Insta or, what we talk about, what is this, Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube, or whether if you talk about the media, when you talk about the news or the television or the radio, right? So these are certain things which we are trying to get the information, and we are trying to analyze things, how people are dealing. Okay, so you're trying to read the people by pulling the data from various platforms. We're trying to build a kind of metric so that whatever we are doing, is it perfectly correct? We're reading them properly or not. So it is nothing but people might reach to your website from different ways. So social media here, it helps to analyze the blogs, yeah. Social media helps us here to analyze the blogs, the tools which are available for us in readily available, which is in open source data. So as one of the priorities to organizations even offer business to business solutions, the trending part here is merchandising for retail and customer products using the reviews. So, but they were working to provide more market insights for these areas as well as for not only the media, but also to the entertainment. So we can do emotional analysis for the post type. In today's world, people are saying that, whether the customers are viewing, they are sharing, they are listening to the more content which we have never happened before. We never did it that. So the contemplates here, the steady access and very, very little and for no cost. That's the reason maybe for every tweet, people are asked now to pay. Now the recent trend is that if at all you are going to put any tweet, you have to pay. And that's what the new change, right? So data analytics is not only helping the entertainment and the media companies to get the hidden patterns in the data from the social media. And this also helps in building a predictive models to predict the advertising, the pricing, the sales forecasting. So by understanding the pattern, by understanding the entertainment, by understanding the media companies, they are able to understand and target customers and improve their experience and streamline the business strategy and identify new products and services to offer to the customers. Okay, so the scenarios where we can find is now what we are seeing is online streaming process, social media platforms, casino operators, many gaming providers, right? And platforms that the post entertainment related reading and video content what we have. So we can also do a sentiment analysis, which is helping us to read the people by passing their interest, reading their posts. So that is the intention here for this. So very important task of this entertainment industry here is to come up with a content which is personalized for the customer. We should surely handle that no one cancels their subscription. Suppose now I have a Netflix account and it's coming to an end, suppose, or I'm having some of the Amazon Prime or something. So what is that we are doing here when we feel that, or we feel bored or something, we're not excited much, I just not go for after renewal for the subscription. I'm just happy, okay, it's over, okay, let it be, let it happen. right? But what is that? That is not the good way of business, right? Doing business is something, retaining the old customer. Retaining the old customer is very, very important. That is very difficult. While what you are doing is you are trying to get a new customer. This is easy. To get a new customer only, it is very, very tough for us. Because getting a true customer, it's a really a tough task when compared to someone is already there with you have to satisfy him. So the aim of the aim at the content of the personalization is evident throughout this industry. So if at all you think of your Netflix or your YouTube recommendations or your Facebook feed, we can say LinkedIn feed, everything goes on and on and on here. Okay, so when you're talking about this video streaming, right? This is not only the entertainment industry that depends upon BI as well. So it is nothing but a business intelligence. So TV channels, blog owners, the main social media influencers, scheduling are very important for the entertainment industry, and analytics helps them to determine the right amount of the content. So the same here is going to happen. You can map for the television channels, right? Like how many cooking shows on the weekend mornings or yoga or healthcare programs will impact the customers. So media analytics can be used in the number of playback environments so that you can track your entire digital audience. If at all you have an online retailer, he relies on BI tool and he keeps a good track of customers' activity. It's very clear what products this customer often buys together. Say now, it's something what we can say is we are working with a health drink, right? So suppose a wellness nutrition drink. So it should be having a very, very good association between the products. For example, now if a gamer generally plays on Sundays, but he skipped one. So the online gaming platform should send an email and offer him a bonus, right, to prompt them to come back. So these are something which are always an ongoing process, right? It's an ongoing process what we have here. Not only this, now if at all we're talking about this media analytics, social media analytics in pharma use case, social media is contributing major part in all the aspects of life and businesses. It even has to put some, it has kept footmarks in healthcare and pharma industry also. So the newly generated data or the various analytics engines are helping the pharma industry to discover more personalized drugs which are much deeper in acting and enhancing the patient care. Nowadays, we have seen 1mg app has come in. We can get the reviews from that. Right? Something which is open source, readily available, you can retrieve it. So what you can do, using social media analytics, several new dimensions that are getting explored here, right? And which were previously untouchable due to lack of information. So there were how many days back or how many years back we got to see that we are purchasing even medicine online. Right? I think maybe from COVID times we are doing this. So several new dimensions are getting explored here through proper channel or doctor and patient's data are easily accessible from many of the industry competitors. So we'll try to understand using the social media data. It has several different dimensions of medicine we can explore, right? And the key dimensions here will be three major dimensions which play a very, very important role in finding out the medicine's performance. So it is safety, whether it is effectiveness, whether it is tolerability, ability to meet the needs, or whether it is, the speciality or how is the market size, right? Social parameters will come into picture. Who are the different influencers? What did they do it on Facebook? What did they do it on Twitter? What did they do it on forums or blogs or journals? So you have brands coming up, right? So we have to study the social impact of one particular medicine. So we have to extract reviews of that particular patient on that particular medicine from something which is available for us, which is nothing but drugs.com, and analyze that using some of the advanced machine learning techniques. Okay, so what is the sentiment associated with that particular product is what we are trying to check. So what will happen now? What are the important words you might be discussing? You might be talking about the pain, he might be talking about the side effects, right? And he has also might have given ratings, right? So this patient who is a part of certain group, maybe he is having, suppose, we are trying to find out the association between the words, whatever he has used. So we can capture those customers who are not satisfied with the medicine. Suppose now, we saw Covaxin medicine has come into that, and it was given as, medicine for all the people across our country. So we can capture those customers who are not satisfied with the medicine. Initially, people thought that, if at all that medicine is given, how did you know that it was causing maximum death? But some might have written a review, comment, right, on some particular social media platform, or whether they have given a tweet on this particular platform. So this is going to help you and give you the information and analyze that something which is open source and available. So almost it is all, we can say that it is a secondary source of data. Okay, so what we have got to know is using the social media and other websites data, we can understand the effectiveness of one particular medicine and can improve on the areas where these customers are not happy. In fact, patients are not happy. So we can see that we can fetch data even from the doctor's blog to understand the market scenario of different well-known drugs. And that way also it can happen. So when we are interested to work with the social media here, we have to work on various things here. So the literature and the analysis of the social media data, which is developed over last 4 years, right? How are the keywords used here? And if we go back here, and there are many use cases here where we are trying to make out that this data is going to really help us. Okay, so it is not only the competitive intelligence, it is not only the content marketing, it is something which it has become an integral part of a strategy, business strategy, I can say. So while most of the companies, they have implemented totally a social media monitoring tool only, right? So if at all social media analytics can be used to drive a particular product innovation, people use social media to talk about their products. People talk about the services, right? So analytics can provide some kind of constructive information about what the customer needs are without spending huge amounts of money on the market research. For instance, now if you launch a new product, you should review the customer's response on that particular product. So definitely he is going to post it on the social media here. So if most people point towards a certain missing feature, right? They're talking about, suppose now iPhone 14 has been launched, suppose. What are the key features that people are focusing? Definitely these young techies, they are going to do a post. If they don't like it, they will always tag a negative comment for that particular product. So if most people point towards certain missing feature, or they expected something else, but it did not turn out to be that excited, right? So including these factors would help them to do certain changes in the next product what they are going to launch. Okay, so what is it we are doing to drive this innovation from social media analytics? You have to look at certain things, where the first one here is customer reaction to your products, right? Customer reaction to your products and customers reaction to the competitor products. Okay, and customers conversation is the last one on product category. Which category of products he is talking about? Okay, so that is main thing now. So we are maintaining, you are responding quickly to the customer's concerns, and you bring in something which is innovative into the market, right? So certain things will happen, some customers might be talking about your brand without tagging you. To monitor such conversations, you create such queries with different versions of your brand name, right? So there would be some spelling mistakes, crispy. You can, if you talk about crispy, something like that. Ensure that you cover all the common misspelling of your brand and product name, right? So that you have to build some queries to monitor the brand mentions here. So untagged mentions will be there, tagged mentions will be there. Any comment that mentions your brand without asking any question or raising any concern, they are neutral mentions. There could be a comment saying that, they have a new collection, right? They just mentioned that they had a new collection. That does not make any sense for us. It does not help us much. So social media analytics is something which is helping us to optimize marketing spends. This is something which is trying to optimize the marketing spends. It means that drastically digital marketing came into picture, and you are posting your ads directly on all the social media platforms, which is helping us to reduce the expenditure on this. Okay, so it will help you to optimize your digital marketing spends. So analytics helps you to measure the campaign performance, allocate the marketing budgets to the platforms and the activities that drive in the maximum ROI here. So before you identify what works the best, okay, which strategy is going to work and how it is going to work fine, you need to think of what strategy you are going to play around here, right? So besides this, we will think of certain things like, how do you measure success on your social media? How do you measure the engagements or the conversions or the revenue? Multiple tricks can be there, right? So the platforms where the followers are most active, the type of content, the blogs or the infographics or the content that drives this maximum engagement, right? More number of people are getting engagements if it is very, very exciting, right? The topics that you bring in, so that people are watching you, and they're tagging you, they're commenting, they're responding, they're liking your posts. So the best time for sharing a post or the right month for running a campaign is what people. So we have to catch the pulse of the people who are always online on these platforms. So identifying and developing a relationship with the people who are getting influenced by it is very, very important, because the aim when you're doing something on the marketing strategy or you want to influence more people here, it is nothing but you're targeting very, very large number of audience. So while collaboration with the celebrities also, digital content creators are more valuable to the brands. So however, their impact, their decision making, because they are the experts. So who are your right influencers for your campaign? Now you are new product into the market. You want to do a campaigning for your product, which find experts that talk about your product. The first thing what you can do is you find that some XYZ people, those who talk about the particular product you are launching. Right? You have to pick up those people who are very, very influential in the market. If those people say, everyone is going to listen. Okay, you have to determine those influencers. Okay, you have to determine those influencers which have maximum engagement here. Okay, so social media analytics has become extremely important. It is helping the companies and the brands to connect with their customers like never before. So to enable, still the shopkeeper does not give a negative review. The owner of the particular product doesn't know that his product is not flying. If you want to get an overview of your online campaigns, right? You have different apps being given, different organizations are working to help you for this particular analytics to be performed. So using social media data, it is also, the geolocation data, where you are allowing companies to make relevant offers to the people who are near or near to the or in the stores area, wherever you have your stores. So much of our lives, we can see that, if the social media is not giving you any insights, right, it is unachievable for us to target large number of audience. So forecast demand has been a very, very big challenge for the retailers and manufacturers. Over time, various approaches have been employed, from forecast based on the experience, based on the simple calculations, right? So over the years, the change up through advanced statistical modeling that can account for the cycle to run perfectly. So they're talking about the seasonality, they talk about the trend. So now machine learning, which we are talking here, it has opened up new opportunities to leverage this historic data, while many companies are still struggling to enable this within their businesses. So when you're building a demand forecast, you consider that which more accurate model could be there, so that, which will help you to give the information about the holiday indicators, weather information, pricing, promotional data. So this will help to create more accurate predictions. So social data, it can be used as an input to build certain forecasts. Okay, so one example would be to include the percentage of tweets. Okay, the percentage of the tweets right? Percentage of the tweets or mentions, means the reviews, what you have with a positive sentiment, about a product in forecasting. So in forecasting means it is helping us about something which is related to the effect of sales. And especially with the fast changing trends, processing social media with machine learning allows the companies to anticipate and quickly respond to the changes for the customer demand. So this data, it's just like a demand signal. You can also identify demand drivers through your kind of feature analysis. One second. Okay. Yeah. So the thing is that, there are many interesting methods to use machine learning. If you find the number of likes on the Instagram, it is a stronger indicator of the sales than likes it on Facebook for your product or your target customer segmentation. So you can focus marketing resources accordingly. You can also analyze the effects of combining the social media inputs. Maybe likes on Instagram and Facebook, they are not strong indicators of the demand independently, but together they show a very, very strong relationship for driving the sales. So being able to react to the particular post on social media, it provides an opportunity to stand out as well as show some authenticity and connection to social media. Right? It seems that stats say that people were spending 60 hours a day, right? In a sorry, not in a day, actually, I can say 45 minutes a day on social media, mostly via smartphones. Right? It is 60 minutes per day. Now it is 75 minutes per day. So daily it seems the count is increasing, right? With such interdependency, for the purchasing channels, if your brand goes viral through a celebrity or through a post, for example, if you want to, it could lead to a direct, sometimes a major increase in the sales, right? Whether you can give it about your mobile phone, whether about some particular drink which will reduce your weight, right? Having mechanisms here in place of identifying it, quantifying it, that will definitely increase the demand here, right? So accurate planning is also very, very important, friends, right? Social platforms, they are very often use it for customers to give their concerns, right? So this public information can provide a competitive edge for us. So imagine being able to scrape this Twitter on keywords for your competitors' products and search for negative sentiment. So if at all you pull the post and you just know for the competitor what is a negative sentiment associated with the product, you can learn about your customers and you can turn out your product into things what your competitor is not able to do, get a better product, right, and satisfy the dissatisfied customer in order to gain a very good market share. There's nothing but doing a kind of customer data analytics. So knowing your customer, creating a kind of personalized experiences for them is a key to brand loyalty and the expectation here. So there are three main asks that today's customer has about the brands. So Google gives a report. It helps us to fastly understand. We know them it better, right? And so scraping social networks for the feedback from your customer in reviews and the comments, they create a rich data source that can be processed through machine learning algorithms to identify sentiment, search for the keywords, and also for identifying the themes. It is not only one particular sector where we are working here. If at all you are working for any skincare company which is monitoring the Amazon reviews through web scraping, they reveal a recent group of customers that are citing the issues with an odd order with one product. This they can take insight to their quality team and trace the root cause to solve the problem. Then work with the customer service to reach out or to reply to those customers to address the issue and protect brand image. So the problem would have not been known. Now it is solved, right? So customer media data in customer profiling is also something what we can do. So when we say customer profiling, right, what is that we are doing here? Customer profiling to know whether this particular customer is good or bad, right? A customer is good or bad. So the brand loyalty, but it's ultimately an expectation. If 61% of the people, okay, if 61% of the people, they expect the brands to provide a very, very good experience using social media data, it provides a direct source for you people to know the customer's preferences, right? You're talking about the customer preferences, avoiding some biases, right? So this can be also achieved through a secondary source of collection, which is called as just survey data, right? What you are trying to get. It is nothing but if you conduct a survey, you are getting the feedback, right? If you learn about these customers like this, definitely it is helping you to do some kind of a segmentation. Okay, so you can also create a profile so that it will, you can segment them based on your demographic details. You identify their network, right? Who are the people they are connected to and how strong are those people whom they are connected to? What is the, how compactly his network is built? How many people are there? How many followers are there? This is going to help them a lot, right? So it can create a profile and identify the network here. So to AI is enabling, okay, companies to collect this data. They create a profile for their most loyal customers and their networks, explore those networks for the new customers, right? Like, they offer click to purchase opportunities directly in the social media platforms so that they will reduce this short path. The path can be reduced directly. So companies, they have begun successfully collecting, processing, acting on this data with respect to AI and machine learning concepts. As the capabilities evolve, market is evolving, initiatives are changing, right? So finally, across the consumer products, everything is getting changed. So while this is happening, the benefits to be realized, they are very, very significant. It is very much critical for us to manage the social media data as a consumer sentiment and where this privacy continues to evolve. To be effective, companies need to identify the areas online where the user communities have things here. So the brand categorization is very, very important. Most of the platforms, whatever you are doing, you are getting here, all the platforms, you can give a big list here, whether it is your Facebook, LinkedIn, Insta, Pinterest, Twitter, Google, YouTube, Amazon, right? All these are your medium platforms. So the most of the platforms, what you are having here, most of the platforms, what you are working here, right? These are tagging to group together similar kind of posts. Tags can be powerful leading to a viral collection of content around one particular subject. So users often make up their own tags showing their individuality, and they also makes fun out of that, jokes. So it is nothing but you're doing some categorization to the brand. Likes. What will happening? The number of likes you get, the visibility of the liked content. Likes are often so the number of likes on any social media platform, it is trying to drive the visibility of your people getting liked with the content. So likes are often seen not only by the person who is in the network, but all the users who are connected to him. So simple, like, one particular button, like button, is holding so much of power, and you are able to read the people. Right? Then people also don't stop. If they like, they also do resharing and reposting things. Right? So that's where you'll understand that the users are preferring to watch this content or get this content. So resharing means they liked it. Okay, yeah, that could be a positive side and also the negative side, the secondary part. But while sharing a post, it associates the new user with that content. Sharing a post does not always mean you are agreed. Many times the posts are shared with, the negativity, the disagreement. Okay, and finally we have something called as hyperlinks. Okay, we have something with hyperlinks. What is this hyperlink? Hyperlinks will provide a sense of who a user is working through the articles. In the articles, we give a link, right? We have something called as product web pages. Like what we are working here. And then you also have the comments section. The number of comments you have on one particular post. Similar to likes, these are a main signal for the interaction with the content. So the effort behind typing a response typically says that it is a positive. It is a high level of the engagement, right? High level of the engagement. Then not only comments, we can also talk about the reviews. So when I say reviews, it is nothing but these reviews are qualitative and also quantitative. People give ratings. Okay, people also talk about the ratings. People also talk about this. Right, to the comments, rating 5. They provide direct feedback from the consumers. Then you have location data. So users are there more and more that checking in, giving their location. So in the social media post, indicating that where they spend time, what are the endorsing things like business or parks, etc. And finally, they have a very, very huge list of network. Right? They have very, very huge list of network of friends, or they also have the followers, the number of people you have that identify them, they are connected in the social network, they indicate the level of interaction each user is having online. So social networks allow us to use who follows a user, who a user follows, overall size of that particular network, which is helping us to know the strength. Right? So it is it is something, very, very important that, it is a graphic depiction you can do for your network. Understand how strong is the network of one particular user, how important he is in the network can be understood through various network measures, what we know. So these are certain use cases where it is giving a priority that people want to work with this data, right? Because whatever they have in this, right? We are doing some kind of opinion mining, sentiment analysis on the data. You're trying to pull certain things like, you are getting hotel booking system, or you can say retail store management, or you can say e-library management system, or decision support system, or student grading system, right? So there are many cases are there where we have the social networking, but social media intelligence is not only used now. We have it is itself is a domain, but it's widely spread into very, very huge market. Very, very big market is what we have seen. Okay, so this is the role of data science, this is the role of analytics here, right? To support marketing strategies, including measuring marketing performance, monitoring the effectiveness of the campaigns, creating some context, creating some personalized ads, content based on the customer sentiment. Right? So these are certain things where we need to explore and understand things, that it is the big data analytics, all these things, and we can see, read basically the various blogs, I can say. So moving forward here, right? Entertainment. There are certain use cases. What we can do is, how people are understanding, what is the watching behavior of the people. That could be a unique. YouTube is one thing, social media platform, right? What kind of tweets, posts are getting positive or negative sentiment. You are trying to predict the behavior, right? So based on the product reviews, you are able to say whether the customer is loyal to our platform or not, right? How people are taking the advertisements. If you are giving such an ad on the social media platform, if you are giving an ad on newspaper, or you are giving an ad on television, or you are giving it on any other platform, what is the rate or increase in the sales, right? Whether the content monetization is happening properly or not, right? So what changes you have to do with the product, so that you will change your analytics with respect to marketing and content discovery. And these are the use cases here. Now, what we are going to study as a part of our course. So just give me a minute. Let me open a white page here. Okay. Just hold on. Let me open it. Okay. So for any process now, whatever we have discussed, whatever sentiment analysis we want to perform, or whatever we are doing a web scraping, or you want to know whether which ad has given you more number of sales, all these things will be performed using machine learning algorithms. Okay, so when we are working with the machine learning algorithms, we just don't go just like that. It is something that we follow some process. some methodology. So that is called as a project management methodology. Okay, it is project management methodology. This project management methodology it holds 6 steps. Okay, and we are following a standard process which is called as CRISP MLQ. Okay, this is a CRISP MLQ methodology what we follow. It is a 6-stage process. For any process to start, you should know what is the aim of your project. So it is a business objective what you have to know. Okay, that is the first and foremost step what you need to do for any business problem. So client has approached you with a problem. He is expecting a solution. You can take a very, very basic example. If I say, I want to do a social media marketing and improve my sales. So already I have a strategy running, but still my sales are not increasing. That could be a problem. Now you should devise or design a strategy so that that particular person's client's interest is to increase the sales and profits for the product. So already he's running an ad campaign. So what will you do with this ad campaign? You will check if the ad campaign is given on one particular channel. So through mode, maybe TV, maybe you are giving it on radio channel, whether you have given that on YouTube or you have posted it on Facebook, right? Did he use what kind of reaction he's getting or why the product is not flying? You will do some strategies here, then give him a solution. Giving a solution is ultimately the aim to be completed. Whatever his request is there, that should be fulfilled. Right? Whatever his interest is there, that should be fulfilled. So this is how you start with your business agenda, a problem to be solved. Then for this, you will ask him about the data which he is having. Did he collect any data? Any web scraping has been done, or he has collected data which is anything saved in the database? Is it there or not? It is a data collection. Then comes your data collection is done. Then I can put these two in A and B only. This is 1A, this is 1B. Second is your EDA. Okay, I just want to do the EDA part. So what I will do here, EDA is again 2A. 2B is data reprocessing. Third is your feature engineering. So if at all I have done web scraping, friends, for an instance, so I'll just show you one particular data which we have done, pull from one particular open source data, what we have. Just give me a second, let me open it. This is a review of one particular product. I have pulled it from one particular open source. Okay, one particular platform. So what is happening here? This is the data which is called as raw data. If at all I pass this particular data to a machine learning algorithm to perform some kind of analytics, what it will do? It will spill out the errors. Spilling out the errors is something which is very challenging for us. So what you have to do? You will perform some kind of EDA, you prepare your data basically, right? You do some kind of preparation on your data. So this preparation of the data can be done. This kind of data preparation can be done. And this is very, very time-taking process. It takes a lot of time for us to do this thing. And so we say that pre-processing, making the data beautifully aligned to the machine learning, right? It is a very, very tough task. It's a tough task actually. Okay, so data pre-processing is something what we are doing, and it is time taking, and you now try to explore the data. You just do EDA on the data, which is called as exploratory data analysis. Okay, so what is that you do on when you do EDA? EDA is something what you perform to understand, right? Why the people did not like it, what are the reasons for that, what is their interest, okay, what innovative things they are expecting. These are the conclusions what you can draw from this. You're analyzing the data, right? Which location people did not like it, which age group people did not like it, what unique things they're expecting, how is the competitor product different from our product. So you explore it with historic data. Okay, then you are pulling it, then passing it to machine learning algorithm. That is your model building scenario. Third step is your model building. So in this model building, basically, now whatever we are doing as a sentiment analysis, whatever the algorithm gives you, whether it is a positive sentiment or it is negative sentiment, or it gives you a word cloud. So it's a cloud with total all the words, important words, right? Important words actually. So this is going to help us here for understanding the sentiment of that particular customer or the particular products over the reviews. So what we can do here, the point here is, now you can do a model building on top of the cleansed data. Okay, so model building means you can predict the sales based on the campaigns you are conducting. Which campaign has given more number of sales, right? You can perform cluster segmentation. Okay, you can perform cluster segmentation. And when you do this customer segmentation, I can pull the data from the Facebook. Okay, I will do the cleansing part and I will cluster the people who are similar, people who have with similar characteristics, so that I can deal with these people, segmented people differently, right? I can deal with these people differently. So that is our interest here. So when we are working with this, right? So what we can do here now, we can do a clustering algorithm on top of this. Now, as I told you, you are building a word cloud on a Twitter data. You can pull the tweets and you can perform analysis and you do that. If at all you are talking about entertainment channel, which is a Netflix, right? How Netflix is giving you recommendations, right? How these recommendations are best or worst, how people are, why it is number one in its mode, right? You can also classify whether, if you take media analytics, it's entertainment, right? If you have the more number of types of movies, right? Whether a particular movie would win an Oscar or it will not win an Oscar, given the rating for the actor, rating for the actress, how many reviews it got, how many YouTube reviews, what is IMDb rating, all these the inputs you give, you will predict whether there is a chance that it will going to win an Oscar or not. Or you can also predict whether this could be a, what would be the collection of that particular movie released. That could be done. Or Facebook ad campaigns for sales prediction. Right? And who is likely to approve your transactions? Right? So these are certain use cases what we can learn as a part of our social media analytics. So what is that we are trying to find out here? Social media analytics, it means that we are covering two things here. It is not only your predictive analytics, it is also unsupervised learning techniques. Okay, we are also doing unsupervised learning techniques. So this is going to help you to decide this. Then you can also have a regressor, which will help you to find out increased number of sales based on the mode of ad campaign. Okay, so this is something what we can understand here. Then once you build your models, okay, so once you build your models, what will you do? You have to check. Generally, when we say machine learning, it is broadly classified into data mining. Data mining is classified into two, which is unsupervised and this is supervised. Unsupervised means what we have discussed just now. It is giving recommendations. There is nothing like correct or wrong. Errors are quite common here. Performing clustering or knowing who is having a very, very good network. Right? Who is having a very, very good network. These are unsupervised. There is nothing like correct or wrong. There is no concept of why. Why is not known to you. Okay. So why is not known to you? So when why is not known to you, now what if why is known to you? right? What if Y is known to you? It is nothing but now you are doing predictions. Whether it is a prediction of your what type of marketing strategy you are doing, or whether you are predicting your sales prediction, or whether you want to predict whether what are the collections for one particular movie, you know, after you give an ad campaign, what is the chance that they are going to purchase it or not purchase it, right? Here one more use case also there where we are building a word cloud. These are certain things what we are going to do as a part of prediction and not prediction. But once you do these predictions, you should cross check whether your predictions are correct or wrong, right? These predictions are correct or wrong. There comes the next step, which you call it as evaluation. Okay. So generally, if I have to write this, data mining is broadly classified into two. It is supervised. Supervised is Y is known to you. Here again, it is a classifier, and you have a regressor. Okay, so it is a classifier or regressor. When you talk about the classifier, here Y is categorical, here Y is numeric. Okay, to eval now unsupervised learning, you are building a word cloud. There is nothing like correct or wrong. No prediction, no? There's nothing like correct or wrong. When you're giving recommendations, there is nothing like correct or wrong. You're making them clusters. There is nothing like correct or wrong. You're only trying to find out the strength of the network. Right. So these are certain things what you are doing here. But when we talk about this, okay, we don't have no evaluation required here. Okay, but when it comes to this, here when you are classifying Y being categorical means whether you are a person would win an Oscar or not win an Oscar. Whether a person had done a transaction, did not do a transaction. So when you have this category, the evaluation, what you do here, you call it as confusion matrix. Nothing but you're calculating the error. You're calculating how accurately your model is predicting. Because after all, you're giving a strategy to improve their business. Can't just know, no one can trust you just like that. You have given something, you are just answering something, they will accept. So accuracy is very, very important. And you evaluate it using confusion matrix. When it comes to a regressor, the evaluation metric here is you calculate error. Root means square error. If error is less, better the model. Okay, better the model. So this is how you will evaluate. If your accuracy, certain times what happens is that your client is interested to work with online transactions more. So if online transactions is happening, the results should pop up quickly, whether a person liked or disliked your product. If he dislikes your product, you give him an offer and you try to give him a better product as a recommendation so that the results will pop up very, very quickly. That's where you focus on performance. Certain times the client would focus on accuracy. Accuracy means your model should predict with 98.99% accurately. Right? So there is always certain times, performance when increasing, accuracy will come down. When accuracy is increasing, performance will come down. Okay, when accuracy is increasing, performance will come down. So there is a trade-off between these two. Okay, to counter this, okay, you need to have a balance between these two. So when we are trying to increase something, one is coming down. When you are decreasing something, one is increasing. So this is going to be a very, very tough and challenging situation. So which business scenarios, when you are giving a recommendation on an online portal, on a social media platform, you are replying to the comments, you are analyzing it, you are pulling the comments and you are just giving it on fly. You want to change the recommendation, what you have given to that particular customer. On fly means performance is important, right? So once you have done sentiment analysis offline, you pull all the comments or all the reviews, you have done sentiment analysis offline, you can give him a recommendation at later point of time also. Suppose now I have pulled reviews from TripAdvisor website, which is an online portal. Okay. So what will happen? I know what people are liking, people are not liking, what offer I could give out to what kind of people. So later point of time, I give them recommendations, which is offline recommendations. So these are given more perfectly. This may have little bit of error. So what kind of data you are dealing with, what kind of app you are dealing with, what type of platform or blog or articles or the channel, whatever you are using, it depends totally upon this. Once you do this, you get the perfect model, you go and do a deployment. So it is nothing but a web app. This can be done on your local system using Flask app. Now people are using cloud, which is Heroku. You can also go for Streamlit. These are basic things, web apps creation, so that you can showcase it to the client. Okay, you can showcase it to the client. The app, he will not know what is happening in the backend. What he sees is how it is the front end part. Let it happen, whatever might happen in the backend, but he wants the look and feel of this. That's where you call it as deployment. So you're just monitoring the sales of your product like this, like your TRP ratings, I can say. So which channel, what product, what ad, who is the actor or actress, who are the people, the ad belongs to which particular, is it grocery or it is a cosmetic item or it is a kitchenware or it is a something, what it is. You keep on analyzing it and you keep on monitoring it, right? Suddenly what happens if that, whatever you have analyzed it, that analysis you are doing and the beautiful dashboard what you have created, it might not work. So what will happen? You need to do monitoring of it, and also you have to do maintenance of it very, very frequently, right? Very, very frequently. Right? This is something what you should understand as a part of social media. So where we will complete all the 6 steps, right? We will understand this particular concept of social media on social media data. So let us stop here for today. And thank you all for joining in. Tomorrow we'll continue with the next continuation of this, whatever we have discussed today. Thank you.